Pat McGrath is coming out with a new holiday release, and it's a lot. It is a Bijoux Brilliance collection, and it has 2 larger eyeshadow pans with 2 blushes. Then we have 4 Bijoux Queens 5-pan eyeshadow palettes and also 3 smaller palettes with the bronzer, blush and highlighter, and also 3 mascaras. Release date is still unavailable, but you can sign up for a early VIP access and get 10% off this collection. If you are wondering why my makeup look looks different today, is because on one side, specifically on this side, I'm having Pat McGrath Sunlit Seduction palette tested once again together with the newest Anastasia Beverly Hills palette Fall Romance, but I will link that video down below if you are curious to check it out. Anyways, let's go. Out of these 2 palettes, the first one, well, so let's go first and see this Mothership Bijoux Brilliance eyeshadow palettes together with the 2 blushes. One of the blushes inside each palette is already existing. Let me just say, when it comes to packaging, I don't know, just seeing it on a picture, I'm not a big fan of it, but I can again care less about it if the quality is good. Anyways, so we have 2 palettes, one of them being Starstruck Splendour and the other one being Jewel Temptation. I am more drawn to the Starstruck Splendour palette just because we do have different variation in the colors, and I do love the combination of these greens and then this muted mauvey purplish undertone shade. I think that one is gorgeous and will go beautifully with these green shades. I'm not quite sure how much of a depth we can get in here. What I'm thinking based on the blushes is that this eyeshadow palette is kind of meant to be for lighter skin tones. I'm not sure how these blushes will perform on deeper skin tones. So I'm thinking this Nymphette blush is already existing, and then we have a new one being Coral Cosmos. But we will talk about another blush that really grabbed my attention, but I'm not sure how that one will perform. I just thought the undertone was great, but we'll talk about that later. Anyways, I am really drawn to this color story, and honestly, when I saw those sneak peek teasers and trailers, I was expecting more cool, like icy shades, lighter icy shades, and then blue/purplish undertone shades, but that's not what we're gonna get. Anyways, when it comes to other Jewel Temptation eyeshadow palette, let me just say this palette retail for $76 each. Obviously, you can get cheaper price if you buy a whole bundle, and she does have quite a bit options when it comes to bundles, but we'll talk about that later. When it comes to this Jewel Temptation eyeshadow palette, the shades that I'm most drawn to are Amethyst Noir and then Star Garnet. Well, also with this Coral Nectar, it seems like it could be one of the special shades. I'm not sure, that's the way I think it looks on a picture. When it comes to blushes, they are a bit deeper, a little bit, I would say, deeper than in a previous eyeshadow palette, at least this one. Honestly, I would love if she made only eyeshadow palettes without the blushes, because now we have also combination in another palettes with the blushes, but it is what it is. This time we are only going to get 9 eyeshadows. And when it comes to these blushes, I'm not too crazy about this one. So the first one being Desert Amber, I think, yeah, this one is new, and then the Paradise Venus is existing one. I'll have to check that. But what kind of threw me away, maybe potentially, I don't know, these are just the pictures, we don't have swatches. You know what happens when I see next Pat McGrath eyeshadow palette? The only thing that I can see is something that is rosy or pink undertone, because so many last palettes have kind of same variations when it comes to undertones. So whenever I see, for example, like this amethyst shade or green shades, I'm like, yes, I would love to see that. I would love to try something else. So that's the reason why I'm more excited about the first palette. I will definitely buy both of them. I'm just thinking at the moment, should I buy like the whole collection and review everything? But we'll see about that. Anyways, let's move on to 5-pan eyeshadow palettes. Also, she's coming out with 4 different 5-pan eyeshadow palettes, which are going to be Bijoux Queens palettes. These ones are going to retail for $36. First one being Bronze Ecstasy. We do have 2 metallics and 1 shimmer. Supposed to have 1 stroke color release. We have 2 mattes. They're supposed to have effortless color build. When it comes to this color story, I do love that this one is a little bit kind of a muted brownish. Yeah, this could be interesting, especially this shade Twilight Top. I really do love this combination with the last bronzed shade. I think that will look pretty. And then for the first 2, they look like another kind of a repeat or really similar to what we have in general in a lot of her eyeshadow palettes. Like, I don't know, I'm a bit confused how these 5 eyeshadows will combine together. Until I try it, I will not know. But that's all when it comes to this eyeshadow palette. When we go into the Sunset Romance, 2 metallics, 1 shimmer, and 2 mattes. Good that we have mattes. Oh, I love this first Glowing Desire shade. I think that undertone is beautiful. But everything else, due to her last couple of especially Mothership releases, like, I am not that much excited about this one. But again, good thing that we do have matte in here, where we don't have that in every eyeshadow palette in here. So Lunar Nightshade, we have 2 metallics, 1 shimmer, and 2 mattes, and this is the color story that I'm most excited about when it comes to this eyeshadow palette. And these greens, like, this is like yeah, definitely turquoise, and wow, this is beautiful, like beautiful combination between turquoise and bluish greenish shade. And I can see, wait a second, ooh, it has like a little amethyst in it, the last Neptunian orchid. Yeah, when I look at the actual eyeshadow, it looks like it shifts. It's like either her special shade or duochrome. It does have that kind of a amethyst eyeshadow in it. So this one could be really good. Do we have just only 1 matte in here? It says 2 mattes. Which one is matte? The first one? Yeah, the first 2. Well, we'll see how this will go together. But yeah, definitely Midnight Iris will go beautifully with these last 2 shades. This is the one that I'm most excited about when it comes to color story. Bordeaux Bliss. I don't know if you pronounce this right. Okay, another interesting color story, but I don't think so. Bordeaux Bliss, in this eyeshadow palette, we do have all shimmers and metallics. So the thing is, we don't have any mattes in here, so most likely you will have to incorporate other eyeshadow palette to get certain look. This one will work obviously as not only as a topper, but whenever you want to do something outside of the matte zone, but to only use this eyeshadow palette, I don't know how that will work, honestly. It can be good, but is this something that you use for your personal use, like only shimmers and metallics? I'll say a Ruby Noir shade looks really interesting to me. Maybe if I combine this with her eyeshadows, this would be even better. I'm not sure. I'm not too much drawn to this as well, mainly because it's only shimmer palette. It's all shimmer palette, but that is all when it comes to this Bijoux Queens palette. Now, she's also coming with 3 different cheek palettes, and the way she divided them is, I would say, from lighter to deeper skin tone. Each palette is going to have a bronzer, blush, and a highlight. I think that the blush and the highlight are going to be new, and the bronzer is existing one. Also, these are going to retail for $52. But when it comes to blush that I mentioned before, the most intrigued blush for me that I'm drawn to is this last one. The palette for the deeper skin tone. I think that one looks magnificent. So the first one that we have is, it says that this one is infused with botanical oils. So Divine Bronzer Nude Honey. I think this one is second from her shade range when it comes to bronzers. Then we have Divine Blush Naked Peony. It looks like a nice blush. And then we have Divine Glow Opal Allure. Kind of a combination between some champagne, rosy undertone. Yeah, this one would definitely work for my complexion. Or this Nirvana in Bloom, which is next for the medium complexion. And it's Divine Bronzer Bronze Nirvana. And then Divine Blush Sunset Bloom. And Divine Glow Lotus Nectar. I'm just thinking for this highlighter, it seems like it's a little bit, at least on a picture, it looks a little bit too rosy, too close to the blush, I'm not sure. But I do love this bronzer shade. And then when we go to, this one looks beautiful. I really want to try this one. Divine Blush Midnight Arrowhead. It's my favorite from what I can see from the pictures. I don't know how it would look on my skin tone, but definitely will work beautifully on a deeper skin tone as well. And Divine Glow Solar Fantasy Highlight, it will be too deeper for my skin tone. And Divine Bronzer definitely as well, but I would really love to try this blush. And this palette is Supernova Siren. So anyways, these were all of the options from the Divine Blush, Bronze and Glow trio. This would be nice for travel as well as those previous 5-pan eyeshadow palettes. And the last one that we have are 3 mascaras, which are Dark Star Color Blitz Mascara in Renegade Red, Azure Allure and Electric Jade. So these two, Azure Allure and Electric Jade, are something that I'm interested in. Azure Allure being one that is the most interesting to me. And then we have Electric Jade, which I would also love to try. So here's the thing when it comes to these colorful mascaras. Whenever you are doing, for example, colorful looks like this, when you put mascara that is opposite of the color from the color wheel, what you have underneath, then that gives such a beautiful contrast and it can look really, really nice. So I would definitely love to try that as well. Especially when we're talking about lower eyelashes, and you can also go with the regular eyelashes when it comes to your top eyelashes. You don't have to necessarily put like a green mascara on your top and bottom lashes. You can just pick one and it can look beautiful as well. But again, it all depends on the makeup idea that you're working on. And these mascaras are going to retail for $34 each, which is, it's not cheap, but you also can get a bundle. So now we're gonna talk about the bundles, and you have a couple of choices. So now the whole bundle with the 2 large eyeshadow palettes and 4 5-pan smaller eyeshadow palettes and 3 face palettes and 3 mascaras is going to cost $456. Then we have another bundle that has everything except for the mascaras, so everything that I already said, and that one will cost $370 just for the eyeshadows and the face palettes. Now all 4 of the queens you can get for $125. Also you have bundle of 2 of the queens for $62. And also there is a bundle where you can get all 3 mascaras for $85. And at the end you have bundle, we have more. You have 3 mascaras and 4 Bijoux Queens eyeshadow palettes for $205. And also we have all of the eyeshadow palettes, plus in these one we have like together, all together 4 blushes for $250 if you are more interested just in eyeshadows. But also if you are interested in these bigger pan eyeshadows with blushes, you can get them in a bundle for $125. Also we have this face set, all of 3 for $130. That's a lot. Let me know your thoughts when it comes to this collection. Are you going to purchase any of these new products? And if you are excited about any of them, let me know what they are. I think I'm gonna get most of the collection. I will let you know as soon as this becomes available. Of course, stay tuned for the haul review. This of course will have to be spread throughout a couple of videos, which I don't mind because usually I do love to do dedicated video when it comes to testing eyeshadows and eyeshadow formula in general. Thank you guys for watching. Before you leave, make sure to watch this video and I will see you in my next one. Thank you. Bye.